Hi you guys, it's Amy Gretchen. Welcome back to another Project Life Process video. In this video, I'm going to be working with week 50 from 2016. So I'm just about done with 2016. So I'm excited about that. Once I get finished, I will definitely do a walkthrough so you guys can see the entire album, because I know I didn't do everything, every spread on my YouTube channel. So the first thing that I'm working on is this insert that I'm going to be doing. Those photos came from a spur of the moment photo shoot that I did with my girls. I think it was on the 10th of December, and I decided to use that for our Christmas card this year. I thought it turned out super cute. So I'm just working on the tab on the side. This is a 2-inch Avery tab. I really like the way it makes it feel finished in the album. It just adds a little something. It's something that I do sometimes, and sometimes I forget. Sometimes I feel a little too lazy to do it. When I look through some of my older albums, I have them on some and don't have them on others. So I don't go back and put them on, but it's definitely something I like to do. Definitely inspired by Allie Edwards. Those stamps also came from Allie Edwards, her December daily from last year, I guess 2016, but they are definitely a set that you could use all year long. So definitely look at her stamp sets, because she often has ones that you can use for multiple projects. So the next thing I'm doing is working on this title card. This came from, I believe it was Jasmine Jones' 2015 December daily kit. So I've kind of got some supplies that I'm sitting on and excited to be able to make use of those. That's what I love about being able to do the December daily, and also using these same supplies for Project Life. And then the card that I'm working on here, this is all about hitting 1,000 subscribers with YouTube. So that was definitely a significant moment. I wanted to remember that. So I just designated one of the cards for this week to it. I think maybe I even talked a little bit about that story with my giveaway that I did in December on my YouTube channel. So one of the things that I wanted to mention as I'm moving things around, when I've pre-printed my photos and stuck them in the sleeves like I've done here, I often don't know what stories I want to tell. I think I've mentioned that in a prior video before. And so what you'll see as I work through this spread is some of those photos or quotes, we'll say, I end up pulling out and not using. And that's just a combination of when I have things printed, I'm not entirely sure what stories I want to tell and which direction I want the layout to go. And I figure that out as I'm going along. Sometimes I know exactly the stories I want to tell, and I'll often put those on a Post-it note and put them right on the sleeve, so I'll remember it when I go back to work on the layout. But often I'm just not sure. So it's just very organic, and I let it happen as it comes. So the cards that I'm looking at, these are also from 2015 from, I think it was the Emily Lay kit, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I remembered that she had these great gold foil cards, and this one said, "Let's make holiday treats," or something like that. And I wanted to include it, but it was more of a pinky color, and there was so much red, I thought that it would probably be better to forego the pink this time and stick with the red. So that's one I'm going to put back in my stash, and I could perhaps use another year. I wanted to show you, so this card that I'm cutting out here, this is a digital file from Life Captured. I really like using this. I've used this in multiple spreads, especially from the end of 2016. And what I just ended up doing is, it was sitting on my desk and had been sitting on my desk for a couple of weeks, and I accidentally threw it away right before I was working on this layout. I was cleaning up my desk and I accidentally threw it away. And then I remembered, wait a minute, that was sitting on my desk. So I had to rifle through my garbage. Luckily, I found it. It was in decent shape. It was crumpled slightly, but I decided I wasn't going to worry about it, that I didn't want to take the time to reprint it. And I just went ahead and just cut it out and slipped it in, and it's working out just fine. The next card that I'm working on is this one of my daughter, and it's a 3x3 photo. And so what I decided to do is, instead of using a full 3x4 card, I just decided to use a scrap that I had, and I'm definitely going to be doing that more. You've seen me do that before. It's just such a great way to use up your scraps, and also not to use an entire, just a large piece of cardstock, especially since I'm using cardstock and not type paper under those cards, just to make sure that I want them to kind of match the same thickness as the photo. So I'm definitely using cardstock there. Okay, so I'm just going to set that aside and move on to some other journaling. This Count My Blessings card. So one of the things that I do, especially when it's so easy to get behind on project life, which is totally fine, I don't want to believe that there's ever a thing of getting behind, is I take notes. So I have a notebook that's a project life notebook, and I just write down the things that happened during the week and maybe some things that I might want to remember, some significant events that, I might want to put in project life. So if I do get behind, then I won't forget. So when I'm writing down things like the stuff that's going on this week on that this week card or the Count My Many Blessings, it's just really easy for me to look back and say, oh yeah, I'm totally grateful for that happened that week. So I love taking notes. And if you ever, have a problem remembering things, I would definitely suggest having maybe even a journal or a designated notebook just for project life. So you guys are going to see me do something that I always say that I have a hard time doing. And I definitely felt a little trepidation doing it, which is so funny because you can always just reprint a photo. But I wrote right on the photo. I felt like I kind of messed up a little bit, but then I decided not to worry about it. And you can see I actually end up covering it up a little bit. So now I'm moving my attention to this last card. I was thinking of just keeping the red one, and then I decided I wanted a little bit more journaling. So I grabbed over this one with the red stripes at the bottom, and I just went ahead and printed right onto that journaling card. If you're interested in learning how I do that, how I print right onto an already printed 3x4 card, I will have a tutorial coming up, so you can check that out. It's either on my channel now or it will be coming out in a few days. So definitely look for that. The next thing I do is just pull over my stash of little embellishments. And I grabbed my black star and I just added it right to the stripes, kind of wanting to mimic the other star, that red star that I put in. And I believe I put in another black star as well. So what I'm doing right now is I decided that I didn't want to have all my typed journaling next to each other. So I'm trying to mix up the cards so that there's type next to handwritten. So that's kind of why I made that decision. So I just thought I would let you know what was going on in my head. You can see there that I'm putting that star to kind of cover up that little mess up, that slight mess up. It's really, like I said, it's not that big of a deal. Then I decided that I wanted to add a little bit more onto the photo. So I pulled over these small white stickers. I believe these are from Basic Gray, if I remember right. And I'm just going to write out, I'm using my tweezers, which makes it so much easier when you're using these really small letters. And I'm going to write out the best. It's actually been really fun for me to be able to take all my daughter's dance photos. So whoever she's going with, I mean, I guess it's, if she's asking to a dance, this was a winter's dance. It was a girl's choice. Her and her friends, they always asked me to take pictures, which I'm totally honored to do. And it's actually a lot of fun for me to be able to see all the kids together with their dates and dressed up. So I definitely am loving that part of being a photographer. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what I do next. Oh yeah. So I do end up putting letters on my insert. So I'm going to pull that over in just a second because I'm looking at the spread and I'm thinking, yeah, I'm pretty much done. And then I remember my insert and I'm like, you know what? I want to add a little something to this insert. So I go ahead and use the same letter stickers as before. These are from Basic Gray, and I believe I put so much love. Also, I wanted to mention one thing about that insert. On the back of the insert, that's actually a Christmas list that my youngest daughter, made. She wanted a cactus, and so she wrote that, or she drew a picture of it on the outside, and then on the inside is actually like a written down Christmas list. So I just wanted you to be aware of what that was on the back of it. I definitely love being able to include those things, their handwriting and little stuff that they make. So anyway, you guys, this is the spread for this week. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. If you would like to see more of my Project Life process videos, hit the subscribe button so you will know when a new one is online. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for being here. Bye. So, one of the things that you're going to see me do, what I think I always do it in every layout really, is just kind of mess with cards and trying to figure out how I want to put them together. I take things out and add things. Oftentimes when I'm printing photos the way that I did this time, I'm not entirely sure exactly if I want to include all of the photos, but I do print them just in case and then throw them in there, and then I see how things go. When I'm in the mood to work on an album, we'll see, or the page, then we see how it ends up once I get there.